Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 121st ever episode of the Dex Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm super PokeKellz.
What do you mean you're super PokeKellz?
I'm feeling super.
You just feel good so you're bigger?
I'm super PokeKellz
Can
today.
take an extra hit?
Yeah.
Jump higher? Is that part of it?
I'm Z-Kelz.
Z-Kelz? What is your dance? What is your dance like?
Well, I can't show everyone at home, so I don't think it's fair for me to show you.
Wow. Guys, welcome to the official Pokemon podcast of the Dex on YouTube. If you're listening to us for the first time, this is all about Pokemon news of the week, Pokemon goings on, and just thoughts about Pokemon. We're gonna answer some fan mail later. It's gonna be a good old time,
grand old time.
Yeah,
even.
We're feeling really hyped just because we just finished watching the. We waited till the end of the San Jose Regionals this weekend before we did the episode, so we could talk about that with that fresh in our minds, because we both realized we were going to actually be able to watch it this weekend. So pretty cool stuff. But before we get into that, did you do anything else Pokemon-y this week, Kels?
Yeah, kind of. I was, my brother who goes to school out of state is in town for the holidays,
right.
And when he came over to my house to visit, he was like, "Hey, guess what?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I play Pokemon Go," and I'm like, "What?" And he was level 23, and I was so proud of him.
Legit plays, yeah.
He doesn't play video games at all. He's a sports kid. But I was just so excited because we went out and we played Pokemon Go together, and we just had a real nice time, and that was exciting. And yeah.
Great.
I don't know. I guess that was kind of it for my Pokemon week, though.
Well, I built a couple teams.
Oh yeah, I've been playing. Well, all day today we've kind of been playing back and forth with each other on Showdown with the VGC teams and stuff, and it's fun. The meta is great. We'll talk about it a little bit more later.
We'll talk a little bit more about the meta in a minute, but it's suffice to say it's a good vibe. And we just watched the San Jose Regionals. If you guys haven't joined up yet, we have a Discord, and it was fun because I made a little sort of channel chat thing for San Jose Regionals. So there was a bunch of us in there all weekend, just kind of sitting in there chatting about it as we were all watching it together on Twitch.
It was really fun. It was a really, really good time.
Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link to the Discord in the chat. And if you're watching it on iTunes, just go to our YouTube. Get the link. Come on. It's on your PC. You got to get on the Discord. It'll be fun stuff. But what else? Is there anything else before we get into it?
I don't know. Did you do anything Pokemon related? Aside from the Showdown
I trained
stuff?
up my team. We recorded some more episodes of Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Even though we're still not done. How awful is that?
Oh my god. I want to play it so bad.
I edited 10 episodes. So now we're really far ahead on the editing. So we should be able to knock it out pretty quickly. And then I can focus on dominating my game and just getting every item and breeding and stuff. I'm dying to do it, and I'm frustrated that I can't. But if that's it, let's just jump right into the news.
Welcome to the news, darlings.
It's too long.
You look you sounded rather that you were falling off a cliff.
It's too long. I let it go for too long. I should have let it fade out at a more natural pace. That's on me. All right. Guys, Pokemon news. Let's go. Ready?
Yes.
I'm going to try and bust through this because I want to get to the FANSWERS because we have a limited time to record this podcast. So I want to bust through everything and make sure we don't give you a truncated version.
The news is cool this week. It's concise, it's simple, and it's just going to be a quick little rapid fire fun.
Yeah. So the first thing is this was something that we sort of were talking about in the data leaks last time, which is that if you're playing Pokemon Go, you may have noticed that there is a festive Pikachu in a Santa hat hanging around.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see him. You can see that it's the one with the Santa hat on it before you get it. Mm-hmm. So if you see him on a Pokestop or whatever, go find that boy. It's a special holiday promotion. It wears his hat permanently forever, even after Christmas. Even if you evolve it into Raichu, which is cute.
And you can also find a Raichu with Santa hat around.
Yeah,
I've
you can already find. Yeah, you can find.
I found the Raichu instead,
yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, you can find that until December 29th. So you still got some time on that. So go looking if you want one. If you play Pokemon Go and you're I'm out of Pokemon Go right now, but I'm probably gonna get in a bit. Go get it. Go get that Santa man.
And you know what? I was looking for it in like Pikachu areas because there's like a part of the town like about 20 minutes away from me that like Pikachu spawn a little bit more often.
Right.
And I didn't find it there, but I just found it like out on the street.
Yeah,
normally.
I'm pretty
so
sure
I
it's
think
kinda
that it
like-
just kind of spawns wherever.
I think it's kind of like for everybody to catch one. So
yeah, so don't worry too much about like, oh man, I'm not around where any Pikachu are because I wasn't when I caught it.
Exactly. In addition, baby Pokemon have started hatching from eggs from Gen 2, including Togepi,
Yeah.
which I guess evolves into a Togetic at least, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And then
but I don't know because it's very rare. So I haven't
Togepi is?
actually seen one yet.
But I mean, I imagine. Well, I guess how could you? I guess if you walk around with it. Anyway, we'll get into it. Togepi, Pichu, Cleffa. Togepi and Pichu are in 5-kilometer eggs. Cleffa's in 2-kilometer eggs, which is cool. Same thing with Igglybuff. And then in the 10-kilometer eggs, get this: Magby, Smoochum, and Elekid.
Yep.
I love Elekid. I think he's hilarious.
Oh, I love Elekid too. He's great.
I love that his name is Kid, too. I think that's so funny. There are unconfirmed reports of baby Pokemon appearing in the wild as well. I don't think that I've seen anybody who's caught one in my personal experience, but I have seen people tweeting about it. I don't know if it's real or what. I don't know why people do that. Why do people do that? Why do they like hoax sometimes? Why?
I really don't know.
Why do I have to
It's
like
very
look at
silly.
something and be like, is this real?
Is this real or
I
is
hate
this fake?
that.
It doesn't make any sense.
If you are a hoaxer, you're a goob. But I would love to see some Gen 2 Pokemon in the wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would really love that.
Which ones are you most excited for?
Steelix.
Most excited for.
Steelix. I want Steelix.
I want
Ampharos.
I want Ampharos.
Yeah.
I want Furret and Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh, so many of my favorite. Donphan.
Tyranitar is another one that I really want.
Donphan.
Like Tyranitar.
Starly.
If like Tyranitar comes out and there's like battling with people, it's over.
The Gen 2 Pokemon are my favorite set.
They're really
just
a great.
so good.
Ursaring, I would love to have.
Noctowl.
Yeah, Ursaring is another one of my faves.
Xatu.
Anyway, yeah.
Smeargle.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I love Gen 2,
There's
man.
a lot. She's getting too
I'm
excited.
getting emotional.
She's getting emotional. you guys.
Emotional.
She's getting emotional.
Oh, Espeon and Umbreon.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
I know. Espeon, low-key, is like as my favorite as Jolteon is.
Ah, they're twins.
Did you know that?
In your heart.
Yeah, I love
You know, I
them.
knew you loved Espeon.
I do.
I love Vaporeon the best.
I know you do. We all know you do.
Hey. I also almost equally love Jolteon.
Yeah, I know. I just like Jolteon more. You know how it is.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Here's another cool thing. This is a really dope thing. The next Pokemon movie is scheduled for July 2017. It also happens that next year is the 20th anniversary of the anime and of the movies. And
No, not of the movies. It's not the anniversary of the movie, but it's the 20th
no, it is
movie.
the 20th movie.
The 20th
That's right.
Pokemon movie.
Yeah. So, I don't know about you guys. I've been looking at this. It's called Pokemon I Choose You, right?
Mm-hmm.
The box has like Ash sitting with his hat. He looks very young in the picture. Pikachu is with him, and you got Ho-Oh flying over, just like in the beginning of the anime. And I'm wondering if it's gonna be one of two things. A, do you think it's going to be like a retelling of the beginning of the anime as a movie?
That's what I think it's going to be.
Or what if it's a way that they're going to actually work? Like, what if Pokemon Generations and this movie are like, and Pokemon Sun and Moon are like working together to like bring together the two universes? Like Ash and the games are going to become one and the same.
That's like pretty heady.
But like, there's evidence for it, right? Like Ash's Greninja is available in the game, and it's like they're like making it mysterious, like who it came from.
I think that's more of like a for fun thing. I really just don't think that it's part of
I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking
movies.
about it. I'm not trying to create.
I just think it's much more likely that it's like a rehash of the first.
I'm with
the
you.
beginning
I
of the
just don't
anime.
see what the movie could be. Like what?
Maybe it'll be like a brief retelling of Ash's like Kanto journey.
Like beating Brock? Ash's whole Kanto journey?
Maybe.
That's
if
like
it's a whole movie.
But that's like 100 episodes.
I don't
isn't
know,
it?
dude.
I don't know. All right. Anyway. The trailer is available now. It's very teasery. All you see is Ash putting on his original hat again, which like,
Still, that's pretty cool.
Like that's
pretty fun.
That's pretty hype. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. You can send us in a little bit of mail and let us know what you guys think. I'll tell you where to send it in a minute if you've never heard where somehow before. But let's move on with the news. I'm really excited for that movie.
I am too.
Most of the time, the movies look pretty dumb.
This one looks pretty cool.
This one looks like a little bit like more like a Disney movie, like one step closer to a Disney style, like precious animated movie, right? You feel that?
It seems like it's got more of like a
you're feeling it. You're
like
feeling it, right? Yeah, it seems
oriented.
like there's something to it.
If this is like their first step into the realm of like serious movies for like like everyone instead of just like small children, like that would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I still don't know if they can do it. I'm so like I want them to succeed so bad.
What if we get like a Ghibli level
That's
Pokemon?
what I mean. That's what I mean. Like I want them to succeed at
love it.
something like that so bad, but it's just like so hard for me to like see them doing that when it's like, whoa, Ash got chained to a volcanion. But it's all right. Moving on. The Pokemon Company is releasing a batch of new iOS 10 stickers for your iPhones. They feature Alola-themed Pokemon, right? Like Alolan forms.
Yeah, like Pokemon in Alola. Like, I mean, there's still like the Kanto starters and stuff, but like...
Yeah, it's like
just
Alola-E, right?
Alola-E.
They're a couple bucks. In Europe, America, and Japan, are they available now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I use Pokemon emojis all the time. I should buy the new sticker pack.
You should.
Yeah.
It's available now.
Rad.
In America, it's like $2.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I want to like pull them up and look at them.
I mean, you're welcome to do that.
Where's my phone?
Oh, it's over here.
I just want to see them. Let's see.
They're cute. They are. They're really cute.
My phone is dead. We're gonna move on.
No.
We're gonna move on. It's all right. It's all right. I'm in my own home. It's okay. All right. So, new iOS stickers. But also, if you live somewhere in this world that is near a Pokken arcade machine, you should go check it out because a holiday event in the arcades only is live until Christmas Day, December 25th. It's like another, and then, so that's up till the 25th, and then it expands again, which will go until the 9th. So, like, there's stuff until Christmas, and then more stuff following Christmas until the 9th. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one event and then like an additional expansion onto the event.
Yeah. So far, the things that are updated are that there are more customization options for the avatars, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Somewhat. I mean, I don't care that much, but it's cool. Empoleon is playable. And then they like snow, winter, Christmasified a lot of the levels that you can go like check out as well and fight on. So that's like pretty, I mean, for a fighting game that's in an arcade, that's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It sucks that there's like zero support for Wii U, but I have the positive hope that somehow that translates into it being very well supported on the Switch. That's my dream. I hope that's true. I really hope, because I think really like the reason they didn't support it is just because like 2 consoles is too many to like have a multiplayer event. It's like weird. It's like a weird vibe. But if you do live near one, I would love to see, like, if you guys want to like give us some like guerrilla footage, would you be down to look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down to look at that.
Absolutely.
I just want to see like what it's all about.
You want to see these stickers?
Yes.
Here.
Oh wow, they're like a lot more.
They're cute. The first batch of the Pokemon stickers were like pixel art, and they were mostly Gen 1. These ones they look kind of like they're like colored pencil or something like that.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
They're really
in here.
cute. Yeah, there's some really cute ones.
There's like skinny Pikachu.
My favorite is like the pouting Pikachu butt.
Yeah, Alolan, Vulpix, Snorlax doing a Z move, Bulbasaur saying bye for some reason, Charmander saying hi, Squirtle saying yes, a really cute Rowlet, and Litten and Poplio.
Yeah.
Alolan Raichu, Alolan Executor, sad Pikachu who's like got his legs tucked under him. Very good stuff. This Mimikyu one is good. Drunk Pikachu. This like smug Alolan Meowth that just says no is pretty good. There's some good stuff. Alolan Dugtrio. Beware.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Look at that cute little Ditto. Look at that proud little Poplio. That's good. That's good. I like those. I'm into that. I'm ready.
They're good.
I'm ready. Also, moving right along, Pokemon Generations has released its 17th episode out of 18, which means that there is one more episode to air. Episode 17, if you remember, is the sort of like side quest thing that comes at the end of Pokemon X
It's
and
the
Y.
Emma and Looker quest.
Yeah, where Emma is like an orphan who like Looker adopts, and then she's like, turns out she's like getting mind controlled into doing crimes while she's asleep or something.
Yeah.
Really weird story. But if you get triggered by people hurting Pokemon, don't watch this one, because Meowstic just totally gets like kicked in it.
Esper.
Oh well, yeah, it's an Esper, but it
Oh
just
my gosh, I gasped. I
totally
was like,
gets
oh my
like
gosh.
kicked in it. It's crazy.
Very sad.
But the final episode premieres in a couple days on Friday. None of them so far have been Alola.
Yeah, they've been like going through the timeline. I think probably the last one is going to be like the Xerneas and Yveltal battle, since like the Looker one was like Kalos.
That's what it seems like, right?
But wouldn't it be cool if it was like a Zygarde thing and it was Alola?
What if it's like Ash going into the video games? What do you think? What do you think if it's all coming together?
Ugh, jeez, I don't know where you're getting this theory, but you just keep harping on this.
I feel like they're really trying to do it. I don't know what it is.
I think they're trying to like create a bridge, but I don't think that it's going to be like,
All right.
and all this
All
time,
right.
Ash was in the
Oh,
background along
okay.
with his friend Red, who has a Pikachu, and we are already watched do his journey.
We'll see. Maybe they're from different universes.
All right.
Yep.
But the weird thing about these episodes is that they're just, I mean, I think I've said this before, but they're just a little too short to like be a full story.
They're not episodes.
like
They're
the Looker one, like it doesn't, like if you're
It doesn't
not
even
already
finish-
a Pokemon fan that like knows all of this stuff like really well, there's no point in you watching Pokemon Generations.
It doesn't even
like it
solve-
doesn't explain anything. It doesn't show. It doesn't like solve it.
It leaves
Yeah.
on a cliffhanger, and you know you're never going to see the other half of the cliffhanger.
Exactly.
It's really weird.
So that's, I think, my biggest beef with these Pokemon
they're cool.
Generations
But they're
episodes. But they
totally-
are very
they're
well
totally
animated.
cool.
They're really cool. They've got a really cool tone.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
For
go
sure.
watch them. They're free to watch. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't watch them, but, like, it's just weird. All right. Finally, the San Jose Pokemon Regional Championships were streamed live this weekend on twitch.tv.
Yeah.
We watched all weekend. I started off watching TCG, but I quickly got absorbed in the VGC because I started, like, building teams and stuff. But the TCG competition was an expanded format, and it was pretty, like, hype, though I'm just not smart enough about the TCG to, like, be able to talk knowledgeably about expanded. So it was, like, a pretty crazy tournament. But congratulations to regional champion Gavin Michaels, who went 10-2 over 11-0 or 11-1, I guess now. Inash, one of the best. I mean, both of these guys are just like, they're playing Pokemon on another level.
Yeah,
you
dude.
guys.
It was a good match. Really, really good final matchup.
Inash Achar and Gavin Michaels, you guys. Two really, really great Pokemon players. It was a really hype match. It was pretty crazy. They were showing us things like Araquanid, who hadn't appeared on stream before the final match, really. I think there was like one time he showed up before, but he like didn't really get to move. It was a pretty heated fight. It was pretty awesome. But that's really it for the news. So let's just jump right into it, because we're going to continue talking about the San Jose Regionals. Let's just jump right into it, into this week's Discussment! Discussment! It's bad. I don't know. So last week we had the international tournament, which was the absolute first time. But this was the first time in America where we had a regional championship with Gen 7 rule sets.
Yeah.
And, you know, granted, like, the beginning of a metagame is much more like Wild West crazy, hoo-ha, funny zone
Yeah.
business than it is like after a year or two, you know? But I will tell you this, guys. You know, you look at all those top 8, those top cut like teams, and you get sad because they're all the same 5, 6 Pokemon. Maybe like 8 in between that all just like interchange out. This time,
There was a lot of variety. Lots
Guys,
of variety.
there was a freaking Butterfree in the top cut.
It was great.
Gastrodon is back. Like,
I love Gastrodon.
Pelipper is in the zone.
Golduck was around.
Yeah, like, sure, all the UBs.
Each Tapu had a moment.
Yeah, sure, all the Ultra Beasts and the Tapus were like there a lot of the time, but there was no real like unified
The cool thing about the Tapus is that they just really synergize with other Pokemon. Like Arcanine is a real big one.
Yeah.
Araquanid and who else am I thinking of? Like Metagross was in a couple matches.
But we saw Raichu. We saw
Muck.
a bunch of Porygon.
Muck was a champion, dude. Muck is great.
Muck only gets hurt by ground type attacks, and so Muck has been pretty serious business.
Oh,
No showings by Delmas or Delmise. I don't know how to pronounce it yet. No showings by somebody else that I was like, where is this Pokemon? But we did see Marowak.
Yeah,
all over
lots
the
of
place.
Marowak, fun Marowak.
And we saw a Drampa or two, and we saw Mimikyu.
Yes.
And we saw Clefairy.
Yes, Clefairy and Eevee.
Yeah.
And like really
Eevee.
high ranked people.
Yeah, dude. Shout outs to Gary Chan, and I forget who the other person was. But they were battling, and it was one of them had the Mimikyu, and one of them had the Eevee. And when they did the Eevee,
Evo Boost.
they
did a simultaneous.
They did the dance together because they were just like they both knew that dance by heart. I guess
so cute.
It was really
so
great.
Cute.
But yeah, what we're gonna talk about is just like it's like kiddie pool stuff. It's like dipping your toe into the water, right, and being like, is it? But I feel like the meta is much more open.
Yeah.
It's also a lot slower this time around. The Ultra Beasts, like, it's not like the Megas where they just dominate, or like the Omega forms where you just have to like build your team around like these 3 different cores that you can have, you know? It's much more open. Like the way that the Tapus were used, like even like between teams, like Tapu Fini or Tapu Koko or Tapu Lele has a totally different role
depending on who else you have with it.
Right. And there's a lot of options. Like it's so cool. Like Hurricane, you know, from the rain, and then you bring in Tapu Fini and it has water, or, you know, I was fooling around with it, and I had I have Jolteon and Espeon on my team right now because I'm a weirdo. But like you have Tapu Lele in the back, and you have, you know, you swap out the Espeon and swap in Tapu Lele, puts in the Psychic Terrain, and then all of a sudden Jolteon can use Synchronoise for 120 power Psychic times 1.5 against Tapu Koko.
Boof.
Or against, you know, somebody who might not be able to hit, like even a Jolteon, like might not be able to hit with Lightning. You know, you can do with Synchronoise. Like, just there's cool things, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's not even
really, it's really tight.
That's not even like an amazing strat, but like I saw people with on stream, somebody soaked someone with a Tapu somebody soaked someone with a Tapu Fini, and then like I think leaf bladed them or like electrocuted them.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was insane. Like that's like a crazy strategy, right?
Yeah. There's and then there was the minimize guy too.
Oh my God, Gary Chan. His Muck minimize. Muck is too good, man. His typing, it only gets hit by ground, and like no one runs ground stuff really.
I like
except Garchomp.
My Muck was inspired by him. It's got minimize and a Figgy Berry, and it just doesn't die, man.
Yeah.
It just doesn't die. It's
Gastrodon
so safe.
has the Magar Berry or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and
Moringa
Storm
Berry.
Drain, and it just like is lovely. It just it's very conducive to this type of playstyle I like to do, and I think actually Ray Rosso was commentating about this. Is that like the really bulky ones that just like they stay alive and they're really hard to take down, and like in the meantime you can like set up your other guys. Like it's a really fun way to play.
Yeah.
So like I'm running like Muck, Celesteela, Gastrodon, Whimsicott, like some real like crunchy bulky guys.
Yeah, and it just feels good. Like seeing all the strats, there's nothing that's like really like tiresome. I think the most common thing that I'm seeing is Trick Room, and that's kind of annoying, but like it's not even that annoying. Like it's still like it's still much more balanced than it's ever been. The Tapus and the UBs are like generally like they have a better, like more obvious flaw than a lot of the other like legendaries that have been allowed in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. I'm loving it.
It's really neat.
I'm feeling good about it.
The whole thing was hype.
Yeah, like I want to battle. I want to figure out a way to like celebrate battling with people. I want to have a fun time, but I just don't have time to compete. You know what else? Shady Penguin was there. At the regionals. He competed. Aaron
Zhang was competing.
Yeah,
he got to
Aaron
top
Zhang
8.
got to top 8. Like, man, it was just a good weekend. You guys really, if you didn't watch this, you missed out. I would go back and watch the VOD if you can.
Yeah.
And go check out the TCG tournament too if you like TCG. It was a great tournament. It was called very well. I watched as much of it as I could. I don't know enough about the strats back and expanded that like I could like follow along with what was happening. That, you know what? If there is one thing I want to criticize about the way that Pokemon does their broadcasts, is that I feel like it would take just a little bit more effort and maybe like one more person involved to like really make those overlays and stuff interesting and informative, you know? Maybe like having a database of like what the attacks do, and then you just like, if somebody's mentioning the attack, you like press it and it shows up in like a little box on the screen just to tell you what's going on. And then like with the Pokemon,
because then it would be a really good window into like how these guys are thinking while they're battling.
Right.
And it, like if you're trying to like learn it, I mean, one of the best ways to learn how a team works and how to play competitive Pokemon is to watch them.
Right.
But like, yeah, it would be really cool if there was just like a little bit more of like there was just like a little pop up every once in a while that was like, oh, they did this because of this, or
even
this is why.
especially with the TCG, because the TCG, it's like they only have one window. They have a window for one card at a time, so you can't even look at both active cards at once. Like because the camera's it's zoomed out too far. So you really have to like know what all the cards do and like what's going on to like really be able to follow along. And I know it's just because it's a card game and it's complicated, but like maybe you guys should be playing it on the digital version then or something, or like just something where we can see what's happening, because I really think that Pokemon could be much more popular. Like if you told people like, yo, you want to like come over and have a party and like have a bunch of wings and like watch people play Pokemon.
Do like a little Pokemon tournament.
Yeah, like you want to watch like a Pokemon tournament. I think people will be down, but I just think like because it's so hard to like follow along with what's happening, it's a little challenging. And it's not impossible. Like, you know, LCS and stuff, they have like, I mean, they have a lot more money, but they also like, you know, they do wrap up where they really talk about it. And I mean, Ray and them and Evan and Gabby and who else is it? Dewey? Yeah. They were all announcing this weekend. Like they can only do so much, but like I would love for there to be like other shows and things that are officially sanctioned by Pokemon that do a little bit more informing for the public, because I know like technically they do some pretty good analysis on the site, and really like if you're interested, you should go check that stuff out. But for the average person, like going and reading like play-by-plays and like really in-depth analysis is like not exactly like where I want my barrier of entry to be. I would almost rather like not get involved because it's too complicated. And that's not me being like people suck. I'm just saying like you got to be realistic about like who you want to become a fan of this and like try to get those people involved, because it shouldn't be that like a bunch of other things, just like people personally streaming, even somebody like shiny chaining Pokemon shouldn't be beating the San Jose regionals in views on Twitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. But as far as battling is concerned, like I'm excited. I know you're excited.
I was really hype about the meta this time, and I think I did see some people like having concerns at the London Regional Championships about like the size of the meta pool, but like honestly, like it didn't feel like all the teams were the same. And there is like a strategy that is coming to the forefront, obviously, like, you know, using your Tapu and using your Beast, but like you can do so many different combinations that it feels like, I mean, some people didn't even bring them, and that's totally
beasts?
fine.
Were there Ultra Beasts in the finals at all?
No,
right?
One. No.
Yeah. So I like, that's what I'm saying is like, just think about that. Like Magnezone was in the finals, but like not Xurkitree. Like what? Think about that. Like, think about that.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a good meta. I like it. It seems much more healthy than in the past. And I like that a lot.
It seems like there's a lot of things that are really powerful, and there are, but they're all like checkable kind of.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm really into it. But I don't know. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Like, if you guys want to send in like some cool, like, I don't know, like some strats or some builds or like some insight that you want to say, something about the way that the Gen 7 meta is shaping up. Let us know, you know, send it in. Do you have anything else you want to say about this?
No, I just like, it was a great weekend of cool Pokemon battling, and like, I just thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm excited to see more.
I wish I could do this all the time. I wish this was like a commonly accepted practice that everybody that I knew could get down on. But you know what? It's crazy. We were at a Christmas party, and like a lot of people were like asking like a little bit more than I expected about like Pokemon, like competitive Pokemon. Like, what's that like? I have interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I'm like, damn, like, all right, okay. All right, tight. But if you guys want to weigh in, please send your responses to thedexcast @gmail.com. That is THEDEXCAST@gmail.com. And we'll read those responses on the air live next time, just like we're about to do this time on this week's FANSWERS segment.
FANSWERS, da 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 da. FANSWERS, da 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 da.
Great. Guys, this is the part of the show where I open the old inbox and I go in and blind read a bunch of emails that you guys have sent in. I'm just going to give you one quick reminder. We are still not finished playing through the game of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So as of right now, our spoiler status is you can talk about the actual Pokemon mechanics and the Pokemon that are in the game as much as you want, but I don't want to know what happens in the story. So try and leave that out of your emails. Sound good? Sound good?
Were you asking me or them? I thought you were asking them out there.
I just wanted to make sure that you were with me on that.
I'm with you on that.
Tight.
Tight.
All right, guys, let's just get right in it. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right.
Go far.
Yeah.
It.
Go far.
Go far it.
All right, here we go. This is Big Z here. It's called Pokeball Inheritance. Big Z here, Alola Dexcast crew. I hope you read this one aloud because it's sure to relieve some stress in regards to breeding. If you didn't already know, there are some changes to Pokeball Inheritance in Gen 7. The two most noteworthy are that male and genderless Pokemon such as Tauros or Metagross can now pass down their Pokeball when bred with a Ditto. Cool.
Ah.
Also, two Pokemon of the same species, such as a male Charmander and a female Charizard, now have a chance to pass down the Pokeball from either parent. That's pretty also awesome.
That is interesting. That's cool.
Note, Ditto will have no influence on ball inheritance. Why can't things be easy? ? And if two Pokemon of different species are bred, such as a female Vulpix and a male Growlithe, only the female will influence the ball inheritance.
Okay.
I don't know how much this will affect a large portion of your viewers, but for me, it'll significantly ease my burden of breeding every competitive Pokemon in the super comfy deluxe, not so one-of-a-kind luxury ball. What? Just me? All right. Keep up the good work and positive Poke vibes. Hashtag just one hashtag for the road.
Great. I really am. I doubt that I'm as serious as you because you seem to be really into this, but I really am. I really like matching the Pokeball to the Pokemon. And so I'm glad that they've added a couple little things to kind of make that process easier if I do want to like breed my like dream team. So I'm cool with that. Because how was it done before? It was just like passed down from like one of the parents, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it comes from the mother, no matter what. Before, I'm not sure. But I mean, look, I know a lot of people that's important to them. I know my boy Brett is like all about the Pokeball stuff, and he still can't do anything that he wants, like getting starters in balls, for example, unless it's specific starters, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe you can catch all the starters. I don't know. I know that you could. I know somebody caught a Chikorita.
Yeah. With the island scan feature.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Who knows? Could be all right. But yeah, thank you for that email. This next one comes from Mike, my perfect Pokemon partner. Hello, my fellow Pokemon fanatics. This is Mike. Before I get to the meat of my fancer, I just want to take a moment to apologize for the fact that I have fallen behind on watching your son playthrough.
Yo, it's cool. It'll be there.
Life got really crazy for a time, and I couldn't play my copy of Moon on a regular basis, and I felt I'd lost appreciation for what I'd already done. Since I wasn't very far along anyway, I made the decision to restart my game, but it's still coming slowly. So I decided not to watch any more episodes until I played through that part myself, so I can experience the game properly without major spoilers, though I'm sure you understand.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was a way awesome Pokemon to me, Poplio. Up until now, I've always started a new gen with the grass starter just because they're the most appealing at the time, even though my taste may change later on. But it seemed Poplio broke the chain. At first, I thought it was just due to random chance, but I've come to realize that I'm drawn to the Poplio line because I see myself in it. This is all thanks to Primarina, a mostly male species where said males are extremely effeminate. I get the vibe of it being an LGBT-friendly Pokemon. Now, I'm not saying sexuality plays any part in it, since as a homosexual male, I understand that whether you act more masculine or feminine has no real bearing on orientation. But since Brionne is described to bottle its emotions and is afraid to express itself, Primarina practically embodies that it's okay to be who you are and not to care about the implications. Just to be clear, this is just the vibe I get, and I doubt it was intended. But either way, having gone through a similar emotional growth, I feel I've found the starter that best represents me. So, for my question, have you ever felt a special connection to a Pokemon in this way? Hashtag sorry for the long email. Hashtag love to Wallace. Hashtag get him a girlfriend already. Hashtag or a boyfriend if that's his thing.
He has one, thank you very much. His name is JJ. He's good. He's a good boy. But wait, was there more to were there more things?
Have you ever felt a special connection to a Pokemon?
Like I kind of felt the same way about Brion. Like in the way that like it's funny that you say this because I felt just the same way about it in I guess like kind of in like a different manner. Just like the fact that like I really liked the way that they were describing the emotional strengths and weaknesses of these new Pokemon. Like, and all the new Pokedex entries are so involved and so a little bit more. They speak more to the personality behind Pokemon, and I think it makes it much easier to really get attached to them in that way. So yeah, I totally feel you on that, and I'm excited that means that to you because Pokemon can mean so many different things to so many different people. And like in my case, Brion speaks to like my anxiety about like hoping that I can be good enough for other people. And you know, that's what she means to me. She means something, or I mean, you know, and I'm calling her a she here, even though it isn't like a male dominated Pokemon.
It's a she
because that's
it's
just
you.
like, because it is me.
Right.
So like, I absolutely understand exactly what you're saying. And I'm sure that like everybody's got a Pokemon that like, they're like, oh yeah, that's totally me, dog.
Righteous. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever like identified with a specific Pokemon, but I definitely get like sentimental about the world as a whole and about how happy a place it is and how like I wish that people could be that way more in the real world. But other than that, like, I mean, I haven't really ever like identified with a Pokemon, but I think that's just like the coolest thing. So thank you for that email, Mike. This next one is called SOS Battles Devil's Advocate. If you remember last week, and for like the last 2 weeks, we've been sort of whinging over and over again, on and on, about how we hate SOS battles so much. And before we get into this, because we got a couple emails about this, I'm going to read probably like 2 or 3 of them. I just want to make something clear, which is that I don't hate this like in terms of it being in the game at all. I hate it on my playthrough. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You're with me on this, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that I'm going to use this feature a lot when I start to change
shinies, IVs, those types of things, EV training, all those things are better because of SOS battles, but it really diminishes the enjoyment of my first time playthrough of the game. So that's what my official position is on this, just that we're all clear. And I think I've been saying that pretty much the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how you feel as well, right?
That is how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is though, right? I'm not
yeah,
just putting
absolutely.
those words in
I
your mouth.
cannot wait to like take advantage of this SOS feature like soon. But when I'm like trying to get through like a part of the game so that I can like go to the next part that I want to be in, like I don't like using repels all the time, and it just takes a lot longer.
It's annoying
with the SOS.
It's just annoying. That's all. It's cumbersome. Anyway,
and people are like, "Well, you can run from those battles." I'm like, "Yeah, you can, but like, what's the point? Like, you can just get some experience and like
even if you run, right? I wouldn't run from the battle if I was trying to get experience until he called, so I'm still wasting my time. I'm still like finding out that it's going to be one of those battles. You know what I mean? But here we go. Hey, DexCast crew, what's up? Not much. Alex, call me Dane. Okay, Dane. I was shocked last week when I tuned into the podcast to hear everybody roasting one of my favorite new features. Since the 4th generation, I found no challenge in the single-player campaigns of Pokemon. For the first time in years, I have had to stock up on revives, and I even whited out twice. This is a good thing. Playing the same easy game over and over is boring, so when stuff like SOS battles pop up, I love it. Seeing my Pokemon get ganged up on is cool. It goes a long way for making the world feel more alive, because why wouldn't Pokemon fight alongside each other in the wild? Also, I was able to max out EVs on my Pokemon for my competitive team faster than in Super Training, although the Horde battles were faster. You guys complained about getting stuck in a 45-minute Rattata battle, and I can't fathom why for many reasons. 1. If you're trying to catch Rattata, either catch it with a quick ball in one turn or go in prepared with a fighting type to take out unwanted support. If you were trying to fight the Rattata, I question what level you were and what moves you had. Maybe I was lucky, but 8 out of the 9 Pokemon I used in my playthrough had moves that hit both opposing Pokemon, and most of them had more than one. Also, with a team of 6, you should have at least one Pokemon that was super effective. 3. Just run away. Seriously? You had nothing that outsped a Rattata? 4. Pokemon do not call for help that often. Trust me, I actually wish the rate was higher sometimes. I think you guys hate it so much because you wouldn't normally expect something so tough from a Pokemon game. The mechanic is perfect by no means, but I fail to see why it's hated. I do agree Pokemon locked behind SOS battles is crappy, and not being able to throw a ball when 2 Pokemon are on screen sucks. But these are things Game Freak has always messed up. Look at horde battles and double battles. So am I wrong? Tell me if I am honestly. Tell me if I am. I honestly want to know. Hashtag sorry for the legitimately long email. It's not long. Hashtag thanks Dexcast. All right. I'm just going to jump in unless you have something that you'd like to jump in with.
No, I'll wait till after you.
First of all, speaking to the idea that you're saying that it's a challenge, it's not a challenge. For me, I like 3 of the things that you're saying on here, and you're kind of implying that like I haven't played the game or that I don't know about the game, which I think is silly. Like if we're looking at the facts here that I like operate and run a channel about Pokemon and I had the game before it came out. You know what I mean? Like I understand how the game works. But what I'm saying is like it's never a situation where I'm like struggling to defeat the Pokemon in the battle, right? Right? In your experience?
Right.
It's not like that. What it is it's time, and it's like I don't want to have to build my team. Like having to build your team for any other reason than battling like other trainers in a conventional way doesn't make the game. Like the whole thing that I was excited about when they got rid of HMs was that it would open up a move slot so that I'm not like using my Pokemon team to do things that are like pointless and a waste of time, right? And if I'm trying to build my team to like get around having to deal with SOS battles, that's not good game design. That's just me having to do work that I don't want to do. And second of all, I'm not having trouble defeating these teams. The problem is, you know, I'm sitting here trying to beat them and I'm handily beating each Pokemon that comes out. But even if they're asleep, even if they're like whatever they're doing, I can't stop them from calling another Pokemon, and it just extends the time. It's just a waste of time. There's nothing enriching about it. It's not like I don't understand how to defeat them. It's like, that I need to learn and like get better at the game. You know what I mean? Like I would be so happy if the Pokemon were like smart and clever and like trying to defeat me. But it's like, you know, you get involved with, you know, a Pokemon and they all start intimidating you as you come in. And it's just like a waste of time. I'm eventually going to win. It's just like, why am I doing it? You know what I mean? And to say that the other like older features like justify like parts of this feature being broken is crazy. Like we don't want the game to get worse ever or stay bad ever. That's like how you review something is based on its shortcomings.
My thoughts on this are more just speak to the fact that like a lot of what my perspective comes from and the frustrations that I have is that, I mean, and this doesn't matter for like the average person, obviously, but like I'm doing a let's play of this and I would like to just get on with the story. And because that's what I think is like the worthwhile part of watching the let's play is like seeing what's going to happen and like getting there. And like, I mean, the encounter rate seems very high every once in a while. And like, sometimes I'm just trying to get through the route. And like I said, I don't like using repels because I like having that like natural, like wild Pokemon are coming upon you experience. And like, I'm cool if they call for help like once or twice, but like sometimes you do get like locked into a chain of like 40 Magby, which I did. And I was just like, well, you know what? I'll just wait at the battle to see how far it's going to go. And it was like 40 Magby. And at some point I was like, well, should I chain and try to get a shiny, even though I'm like just doing a playthrough right now? And like that kind of stuff and it's boring because I want to like have my encounters and then continue on and like have that like active story. And then I like we were saying before, I totally understand exactly the benefits of
I want it.
Of this.
I want it to be in the game. I like it. I think it's a great idea.
I just wish you had the option to not have them call for help.
Just during
your
like
story.
if I could just like beat the Pokemon League or whatever is at the end of this game, because I literally don't know. Like if I could just finish the game and then it's like, hey, Pokemon have started, like, they've been inspired by your, I think I've said this exact thing on here before. They've been inspired by your, like, ability to win, and now they're going to call on each other to try and be as good as you or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to make sense. But what I'm saying is, like, as a post-game tool, great. You know what I mean? Right. But as a main game thing, it just doesn't make
And there are ways to make it a challenge because I don't think that it was put in the game in order to like be a harder challenge and make the whole game harder. I don't
not
think
harder.
that
It just takes time.
Because it's not. It just takes extra time. But like there are ways to make the game harder if that's what you choose. Like you don't have to use the EXP share, for example, and like you can.
Or
like,
what if there was a
set
hard?
your
Or
own
what if
rules.
there was a hard mode where you could like level up the Pokemon in the wild more? Or you know what I mean? There's many ways that it could actually be challenging. But like, you know, unless you don't train your Pokemon, like you should be able to run through any Pokemon in the wild after 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like in short, I think it's totally valid that you like the mechanic, and I think there are a lot of good things to be said about it.
I like the mechanic.
I just don't want it all the time, and I wish that it was just like easier to not have to deal with sometimes.
I just think saying like you don't like it in the single player because it was bad in the other games and you're just being a wuss about it is like not.
No, I don't think that was the intention of this email.
I don't think he's trying to be confrontational. I'm just saying being like you just have to learn how to get around it. Like doesn't like solve my
right, because at that point it's like of course we're gonna learn how to get around it.
Doing
like,
it.
That's what we have to do.
I'm playing through the game,
but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily like the best feature. I think it's silly and it's a waste of time. And if I was a kid, especially who doesn't know how to play Pokemon, like not being able to get through the wilderness, even though it should be pretty easy to do, for the average player of the game, not like easy, but at least like comprehensible. Like you should be able to understand like how to do this. And like if I've never played a Pokemon game before, it's like pretty hard to understand even like why I can't catch this Pokemon. I feel like there's enemies like this in Final Fantasy games that like will just keep coming, and then you're just like after a while you're just like, can I just please be done with this battle? Because like you don't. I mean, sometimes you play games just for the battling, but most of the time you play for like I think in Pokemon at least like you play more for like the journey and the story.
Final Fantasy
battles are just
Final Fantasy is different because like when it's a boss like that where you like doesn't seem like you can beat it at first and then you can. It's usually like more like a puzzle than it is like I just don't want to fight this guy anymore. Like when it's an enemy that you're like, I literally do not know what I need to do. Like there's like always an answer, like the undead boss where you like throw the Phoenix down at it, or like just like it's usually like you use the mechanics of the game to like do something. Mm-hmm. But in this, it's just like, all right, well, I guess I'll just teach my guy Surf so that I can like hit. Because it's not like that's what I'm saying. Like he's saying like, how do you like? Are you seriously don't have a 2-hit move? I'm like, I do sometimes, but like, and I can teach my Pokemon one, but I don't want to have to do that just because there's these dumb battles in the middle of my game where I just like have to wait 30 minutes sometimes to like finish the battle. Because if I run away, then I don't get anything. You know what I mean? And then I'm not training, you know? And then I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty like, I feel like my complaint is valid. I still don't feel like that was an alternate opinion to mine because everything that they liked about it, I like about it. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we bashed it pretty hard, and I think some people may have thought that we hated it a lot more than we do.
Then you weren't listening if that's how you came away.
But
from
like
it.
maybe we just weren't clear. Like that's,
I feel like I could like jump back to that podcast and be like, no, don't get me wrong. I like this feature. I want it to be in the game, but I want it to be after we beat the game.
I mean, we did say that.
Yeah,
definitely.
I feel crazy. Anyway, thank you for your email. I appreciate that. The next one comes from I'm just going to go with Andrew. Reasons why I enjoy the call for help mechanic. Hello, Alex, Kells, and Jimmy, and Wallace. Just writing in because Alex asked folks who legitimately enjoy the call for help mechanic. Personally, I understand the common critiques of the mechanic and sympathize with those who dislike it, but I myself enjoy it a great deal, so I thought I would write in to share my perspective on it. First of all, you covered this briefly on episode 120. The call for help mechanic is an extremely elegant way to combine a lot of mechanics that are extremely important to the postgame into one simple, easy-to-grasp mechanic. Prior to Sun and Moon, I have always been interested in the concept of competitive battling, but too intimidated by the seemingly massive amount of work required to get involved in the competitive scene. To me, the call for help mechanic is one more in a long list of changes that have been made in Sun and Moon to make competitive battling more approachable to semi-casual players. In previous generations, I would have had to learn separate subsystems for shiny chaining, IV breeding, and hidden ability farming. Now, I can do all of them together in one simple, easy-to-learn mechanic. As a mostly casual player taking the first steps into competitive Pokemon, There's nothing more intuitive than finding a Pokemon I want in the wild, hitting it with a false swipe, letting it call in a friend, rinsing and repeating until I get the result I'm hunting for. To be fair, the mechanic is far from perfect, but I really hope Game Freak doesn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are a lot of little changes that can be made to improve Call for Help. Let players throw Pokeballs when there are 2 Pokemon on the field.
That's a big one.
Only have Pokemon call for help after you've beaten the main game. Or even change Adrenaline Orbs to allow Pokemon to call for help instead of just making it more likely. But
That's a good idea,
But there is
too.
so much value in combining all the various Pokemon hunting subsystems into a single system that can be picked up quickly and easily by casual players like myself. It would be a shame to scrap it just because it's still rough around the edges in this first iteration. Thanks for taking the time to read this email, and best of luck to all of you in your Pokemon adventures. Hashtag not going to apologize for the length of this email. It wasn't long. Hashtag not going to add any more hashtags. Great. We can move on because that's exactly what we've been saying this whole time.
I did like the Adrenaline Orb idea though. That would be perfect if you could like buy an Adrenaline Orb and then like use it in the wild and then like your next encounter.
Pretty sure that's even something that we suggested last week.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty sure. I've said, what if instead of it being a thing that makes them do it more, what if that's the thing that makes them do it? If you're in the battle and you're like, ooh, a Corsola, I want to get a Toxapex. Use the Adrenaline Orb. Done. Or like, I feel like I want to like do some training. Oh, good. Adrenaline Orbs are 100 Poké-Dollars. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? 100% better. 100% better. 100% better. And really my only gripe with the entire system.
Also, you know what I think would be fine? Like that, because one of my main reasons for getting frustrated with the call for help mechanic is that like I want to catch a Pokemon for my Pokedex completion, and like I get it down to its like final HP, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to throw the ball, and then like it calls for help, and then I'm like, okay, and then I knock that one out, and then it calls for help again, and then I'm like, I just want to catch it, just let me catch it. So like maybe during your main playthrough of the game, only during the trials when you can't catch Pokemon, maybe that's when they all call for help, and then at the end of the game, then everybody can call for help. Like that would be another compromise that I would be totally down with.
Once you defeated all the totems, their confidence was shared among all the Pokemon.
Who in your mind is delivering this line? How? You kind of like looked like how when you said it.
I was imagining like Professor Kukui or Black Professor Oak. What's his name? Samson Oak? Yeah.
Yeah.
We still haven't met him in the game.
No.
Interested to find out who the hell that is, because that is like the weirdest thing in the game, right? Like all told, that's got to be the weirdest thing.
Oh yeah, that's very, very odd.
Like, is he related? Are they related?
Yeah, they're cousins or something.
They look like they are different. Like they come from different parts of the world.
They do.
Do they? Aren't they like related, and then just like one of them moved to Alola?
I don't know. They're like I thought they were cousins.
Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm excited to meet this goofy looking dude, so that's really all that matters. I feel a kinship with him. Anyway, here we go. Next email is from I'm gonna go with Freddy on this. SOS Battle Easter egg. Ready?
Ooh.
Hey guys, just want to drop in an SOS Easter egg. When you battle Absol, if it calls for help, Castform appears. It's cool because, as you know, as Absol brings forward natural disasters, and Castform can call most or all weather conditions. Also, why doesn't Castform have a sand form? Also, Minior is the worst Pokemon to SOS battle if you want shinies, is all all colors, because it knows self-destruct, ladies, so bring a damp Pokemon if you're hunting those monsters. All right, guys, thanks for reading. I got to get back to finals. Bye.
Good luck with finals.
Yeah. Yo.
That's cool about the Absol and the Castform. That's kind of.
Do you really think that's what it is? Do you think that Castform is like the weather disaster Pokemon?
I don't think Castform itself is like weather disaster Pokemon, but like I think Absol being said to predict natural disasters, like a lot of natural disasters are weather related, and like when Castform comes out and like there's weather, it does its thing.
I feel like Castform is a Pokemon that like could do to be like getting like a couple good moves that make it way good. Or like get an item that like
it seems like a really cool Pokemon, but like it just like in practice it doesn't really
a battle item like the Thick Club, like
yeah
for Castform would be huge, like the Weather Ball that like makes him into like a cool ass dude. I don't know, like that he reacts to all the terrains and stuff or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I love hearing about. It's like these little Easter eggs that we're finding out. And again, I like the SOS mechanic. I just don't want to deal with it when I don't want to. It seems clear to me. Okay, let's do like one or two more emails?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me, dog.
Okay. Oh, can't read that one.
Speaking of dog, the dog woke up.
Hey, he made it.
Wallace made it to the podcast,
He's
everyone.
awake.
This whole time
all right.
he's been laying in his bed near
I was
us.
gonna read that email, but then it was a spoiler, and then I was gonna read that email, but then it was a novel. So now we're gonna read one from Magical Girl Allison.
Yay!
Yeah. Sun and Moon Fishing Blues, no spoilers, just some mechanic issues. Hi, Alex, Kelz, and Jimmy. You have been speaking a bit about the SOS battles, and I have something to add to it. I hate fishing now so much. I didn't really care for fishing in any of the other games, but now I hate it even more. Being limited to a few areas is tedious because I am constantly having to go back to the same spots and try not to reel in a million Magikarps since there's only one type of fishing rod. Unlike with the other games, if you had a super rod, you wouldn't be catching Magikarp all the time. To go along with the SOS battles, which seem to be the only way to get certain Pokemon, it just makes it that much worse when you're fishing. Sorry for the rant about fishing. I've been very frustrated by it recently as I try to fill in my Pokedex. Don't even get me started on the GTS. That's a whole separate issue. Thanks for reading my email. Hashtag sorry for the long email. Not a long email. It's 4 lines. Hashtag Team Poplio. Hashtag Team Poplio. Magical Girl Allison.
See, you know what I'm excited about is that like after the game came out, everyone just realized that nobody actually hated Poplio and everyone loved Poplio.
Yeah.
So that makes me happy. But fishing mechanic, I'm like currently in my copy of Moon. I'm trying to catch a Corsola in a fishing spot so I can get a Marini to complete my Pokedex. It's only 5% that the Corsola will appear, and I'm like, okay, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. And actually, you know what? That also does dampen. That also synergizes with the call for help mechanic too, because like I can't even fight the Pokemon because unless I can kill them all in one hit, like it's useless for me to be fishing up Magikarp, Wishy-Washy because I have them and I don't need them. And if I try to fight them and don't kill them in one hit, they'll call for help. So I just have to run from them. And so fishing, I totally agree. Fishing can be really frustrating.
I think what we can take away from this is that we all need to get to the end of this game so that these problems don't bother us anymore. Because I just want to move on.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about training. I just want to get to that end game. I just want it, man.
Dog.
Man. All right. Oh, man. All right, let's see. What do we got? A couple more?
Yeah,
Let's
I thought
see.
you said we were going to do like 2 more.
Yeah. So we got one more now?
Yep.
This one is from Pokemon Ranger Cam. Hey, guys. Pokemon Ranger Cam here. I should start by saying I have no idea if you're still using this email. I just started listening and decided to start from the very beginning. I'm currently on episode 20 and absolutely loving it. Just so we're all clear, this is the 121st episode, so he's got some time.
Like, if you listen to the podcast for 4 days straight without stopping, that's the earliest you will find this email.
Right. Because I'm so far behind, I obviously can't reply to a recent question, but I wanted to tell you guys about
Your
something.
idea for a mega? Yes! It's been so long!
I want to tell you guys about something I just found. I was playing Pokemon Omega Ruby to get some breeding out of the way before the Pokebank update, and I accidentally clicked L+A as a natural reaction from playing too much Moon. You can imagine my surprise to see the move descriptions pop up. In your Let's Play, you talked about how that was a great feature, so I'm assuming you're like me and never knew it was in Oros. Did you guys know that was a feature? Because none of the people I played Pokemon with knew that it ever was.
You know, I knew that it was a feature, but it was never like in the forefront of my mind. But now that it just like says it on the screen there, I'm reminded of it a lot more and I use it a lot more.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're all just noobs. Anyway, I hope this makes it to you guys, and I'll eventually send you guys an answer/question when I'm up to date with the podcast. Until then, later, man. I really hope that's still a thing in episode 120. I did know that it was there, but I never used it because I think like in addition to it being like in my face, there's a lot of other things to do in battle now, like checking your status changes or your stat changes, and stuff like that like make you like think like, I'm gonna like check out this stuff. Cause like you can go and look. I don't know. I think it's been since the beginning. You could like look at your other Pokemon and stuff like during battle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Go to the summary anytime.
like a lot of that stuff has always been available, but I just like that it's like part of this, like the battle, like your
It's more
assets.
active. Yeah,
there's just a
it's
lot
a
more
lot more
stuff,
active.
and I think that this being more in your face is just one of the many things. But yeah, I didn't really like consider it in Oras for sure. So that's definitely a thing. But yeah, thank you for emailing. I'll see you in like a couple weeks or a couple months, man. How you doing?
Where?
When he gets here. When he gets to episode 121.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I mean, hey, that's great. That's another week of the podcast, you guys.
Yeah.
We are done.
We hope you had a good time tonight.
Yeah.
Listening.
If you want to send in your response to something, if you want to talk about San Jose Regionals, if you want to, tell us a new idea for a Mega Pokemon, I don't care. Just send that to thedexcast@gmail.com. That's THEDEXCAST@gmail.com. I'm Alex.
I'm PokeKellz.
Guys, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Later, man.